Today we are going to be making this absolutely deliciously festive sausage plait.
Well, I'm all for Christmas, all the happy...
So the first thing we are going to do is, well, firstly, I got this as my puff pastry because I didn't have the roll. The roll would have been so much easier, but it's fine. This will do. So what I've got in here is one white onion that I'm just going to dice up. I love this. This is my new onion dicer and I'm absolutely in love. It's by KitchenAid. Flick of a switch and you have the perfectly diced onion. So what we're going to do with our onion, we're just going to pop it into a pan for a couple of minutes to saute through. So I'm just going to put it on like a low heat and then that can be sauteing while I prep the next part. All right, so as I couldn't find the pre-rolled stuff, I've just put some like flour down on my worktop and then I'm just going to roll it out with my rolling pin. It's really easy if you can't find the pre-rolled stuff. Also, this one is a little bit cheaper as well. So if you wanted to save some money, and just do a little bit of the work yourself, then definitely go for this as it is actually quite easy. So you want to roll this out until it becomes a rectangle, really. That was very, very simple. I always feel like this is going to be a bit of a mission, and then when I actually do it, I think that wasn't that bad at all. Right, my onion is coming along nicely, but while that's got a few more minutes, I'm just going to start preparing my sausage meat. So what I've got in here is sausage meat, which is actually from the butchers. But what they do is they actually just sort of remove the sausage meat from sausages. So these are just 10 normal sausages with the skins removed. So what I'm going to go in and add is some thyme. I have got some celery salt. I feel like that just adds a little bit of something over normal salt. And then I've also got a little bit of sage that I'm going to add in as well. Then you're going to get your hands dirty because you're going to go in, give this a really good mix about until everything is nicely evenly dispersed. All right, guys, let's start constructing. So our onions are ready, but what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to get my cranberry jelly and I'm just going to lay that down the middle of my pastry. So you want to make sure you're not going down the sides, as those are going to be the plaits that you have going over all of your ingredients. You want to be quite generous with your cranberry because I feel like cranberry is definitely one of the most festive things you can have during the Christmas period. Right, now your cranberry is on, your onions are now ready to lay down too. So I'm just going to pop that evenly down the center. This is probably going to take you about 10 minutes to prep and then it goes into the oven for half an hour. So in 45 minutes, you can have a delicious little snack to serve up to people. So next up, we're going to go in with our sausage meat. Once again, just lay that down the middle here. This was literally my dad's absolute favorite thing to have at Christmas time. This is what Chris's mum makes all the time. I'd never actually tried sausage plait before until I met Chris and his mum. So this for me is a very special little thing because it just reminds me of my dad. Lastly, what we're going to do, by the way, I haven't used all my sausages actually. I probably think there's about 4 left here that I didn't use. So you can always make another mini one if you're going to have that many sausages. But I'll write all the quantities down below so it's really easy to follow. Lastly, we're going to go in with a little sprinkle of cheese. I have grated this cheese quite finely using like the finest kind of grater that I've got because I feel like if it's too chunky and thick, it's kind of takes the taste away from all the other flavors that you've got there. Okay, so now that is done, what we're going to do is start just making little cuts down either side, and this is going to be what you're going to use to plait your sausage plait. Try and do the cuts quite evenly on either side. I'm just going to say this. I think I quite prefer this puff pastry to the already pre-rolled one. Okay, now we're going to just fold in the side here. Cut that excess bit away at the top. And then we're literally just going to start plaiting it over like this.
Well, I'm all for Christmas, all the happy smiles and the wishes, and I want it all from the lights to the mistletoe.
Right, before you do the last plait, you just want to fold in the bottom of your pastry too, cut off the excess, and then you can kind of plait it in.
As soon as you remove that snow, whatever we do, we will be.
That is looking really quite delicious. So before we put the egg on top, this is the only thing with actually getting a not pre-rolled one. If I had a pre-rolled pastry, I would have just used the kind of lining as my baking sheet. But now we have to improvise and we have to carefully work so that we lift this up and pop it on a baking tray like that. That was quite easy. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to get some milk. I always use milk, but you can use egg if you'd prefer. And I'm just going to generously coat all of my pastry with the milk. This is just so that your pastry goes lovely and golden brown while it's in the oven and it doesn't burn. Right, we are done. Into the oven on 190 degrees centigrade for 30 minutes, and I'll show you what it looks like at the end.